It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Saturday, the 21st of September. Do you remember the 21st night of September? What a great song. It's almost at the beginning of fall. That's tomorrow. That's the equinox. But hey, this update is mainly about the tropics next week. That's obviously the buzz, and we're doing a special Saturday morning update here. But as we typically do, let's start with the big picture. We like to do this. This is the upper air pattern across the country. Got a big upper low that's over the southwest United States, an upper high over Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas that's nosing in here. That's going to set up a hot, dry weekend. And again, we're going to skip through a lot of things and kind of go right to the tropical situation. But first off, this is the rain for the next 7 days. This is valid through Saturday morning of next week. And notice the numbers are coming up over South Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. And this is in response to the potential for a tropical system coming in from the south late in the week. And there is a huge amount of uncertainty, which you expect. We don't even have a system on the board yet. And understand this could easily change, but there's certainly a sign we could see higher rain activity across the southern half of the state late in the week, all depending on the tropics. So this is the big view, and it's calm. We have a couple of X's on the board out there in the middle of the Atlantic, and understand those will not develop. The issue is the potential for a broad low that will be forming over the western Caribbean over the next few days. The Hurricane Center currently giving this a 60% chance of developing, and that will be moving up into the southern or southwestern Gulf of Mexico. So, you know the deal here. We like to look at the probabilistic outlook, and this is the European ensemble probabilistic outlook of tropical storm formation. And you can see the numbers are clearly coming up. And you get the idea that if something forms there, this will likely be pulled northward toward the central Gulf Coast in about a week or so. Here's a look at the individual members of the ensemble. And again, you can see that you've got clearly a lot of spread here, but the general thought process is that this thing will be pulled northward. So let's go through modeling and talk about the range of possibilities here. First off, we'll start with the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4. Got that big trough in the western states. And again, around here, just hot and dry. It's going to be up in the low to mid-90s today. Feel more like summertime, but at least the dew points are not that high, so it'll feel fairly comfortable. That's tomorrow. And the same thing really on Monday, low 90s. We'll go to Tuesday. We're still dry. Wednesday, moisture begins to increase. There could be a few isolated showers, perhaps over the northern half of the state. And then Thursday, here comes our tropical system. Now, again, we're looking at the GFS. This is the 06C run. And then on Friday, the GFS is suggesting a tropical storm or a hurricane will be coming into the Florida Big Bend region south of Tallahassee. And notice Alabama's on the dry side. This is suggesting no rain at all. And this is a week from today. The system is lifting up into the Atlantic and accelerating out of here. In fact, let me get my box off, and you can see what would be a tropical low that's near the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Kind of accelerating to the northeast, and if the GFS is right on this run, Saturday in Alabama would be a beautiful day. We got the Alabama-Georgia game in Tuscaloosa, big football day. It would be just great. But understand, this is just one idea. Let's look at the range of possibilities. So this is the European model on Saturday, okay? So it has a weaker low, really a tropical storm-looking feature that's just to the southeast of New Orleans. And if that's the case, it would be windy and wet along the Gulf Coast, and that rain would be spreading northward into Alabama by Saturday night and Sunday. Just for the fun of it, let's take a look at the Canadian model, and it's got the thing over southeast Oklahoma. All right? And another possibility, this is the European with AI baked in, the artificial intelligence version of the European model, and this is Friday, not Saturday, but Friday. It's got a hurricane coming up into southeast Louisiana. So again, just to go through these possibilities again, to show you the spread. So this is Saturday coming off the GFS. It's got a tropical low that's over the Outer Banks of North Carolina. This is Saturday, coming off the European. It's got a weaker tropical low southeast of New Orleans. This is Saturday off the Canadian. The thing is already inland and over Oklahoma. In the AI version of the European model on Friday has a hurricane coming into southeast Louisiana. So obviously, the theme here is the fact that we just don't know yet at this phase of the game. Until the thing organizes, and until the thing gets a center, and until we get Hurricane Hunter aircraft in there, we get the dropsondes, that data is baked into modeling. We just don't know. And again, anything beyond that is just simply wild speculation at this point. So again, if you're just watching here, the basic concept is this. There's a pretty decent chance a tropical system will be in the Gulf next week. Where it goes, we don't know that yet. The range of possibilities just all across the board. This could be anything from a broad, low rainmaker to a high-impact hurricane. Everything's on the board. But we don't know the track, the intensity, the timing, or the impact. Nobody does. And once we get this thing formed and we get that data in, we'll start to get a much better idea. So as you make your plans for next weekend, a week from today, down here in the Deep South, understand it could be a beautiful day like that, or it could be a day with increasing wind and rain like that. So just hang tight, and we'll be watching carefully, and I'll crank out another update here tomorrow morning. But quickly, I got to go because we have a book signing today in Gunnersville. Moody Brews Coffee Shop in Gunnersville, 10:30 to 1:30, Marshall County, the Tennessee Valley. So if you're up in North Alabama, come see us. That'll do it this morning. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a marvelous day and a marvelous weekend, and God bless.